Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to do my third, an update for my year-long Project Pan. The number, I really am not sure right now. I think it's the third update. I think this is like we finished March. Now we have to update the progress that we made throughout March, and I'm excited. I didn't think that this update would be that good, but I actually have 3 items that are going to be like going away and they're finished up or pan has been hit. And I think I've decided that my year-long Project Pan from here on out isn't going to be to hit pan, it's going to be to actually finish products. So we have some products that are going to be rolling in with some pretty lofty goals, and like lofty is like not maybe the word that I would use. It's just like some goals that I need to hit pan, or not hit pan. I need to finish these, not just hit pan. I need to finish these out and continue to like make things exit my collection. I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to talk about them, how they're written down in my bullet journal. If you missed my like how I use my bullet journal for Project Panning and like my no pan left behind, it's really focused on my no pan left behind, but there is like a tidbit on how I use my Project Pan bullet journal for Project Panning. So I'll link that down below and in the cards, but we're just going to start talking about items, and I'm going to talk about them in the order that they're written down. I believe this order is how they've appeared in, no, it's not how they've appeared in the project, but I'm just going to talk about them, how they're written down, and then next month and hopefully future updates, I will do order of application, and that's just how it will be. So just so you know how I kind of set up my project pans, there will be like, I don't know if it's like the whole screen or just over in like one portion. You'll see it when it goes up. But I am going to include like clips of my products as they've kind of appeared. And then in the very bottom, what is that? The right corner of the screen will be the update that they were rolled in on, or like what update it is for the clip in particular. So I have my Supergoop CC tinted SPF, tinted moisturizer, tinted SPF, whatever the heck this is. And we were so close the last couple months. I feel like I've been really squeezing the product out, and she's done. I finished her. I ended up scooping everything out and putting it into an IT Cosmetics potted concealer that I finished last year, and I used this up. This took a long time. After I scooped it out, there was like 2 weeks of product tucked inside of this. I ended up opening this up, as I mentioned, and I put it into this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer Pot, which is like a decently deep, like it's a knuckle deep, I guess, like an inch deep. And it filled up the entire thing, like all the way to the top, whatever I scooped out. And so that lasted me like a good week or two of everyday use, like literally wore it every single day when I put it into that, because I knew that once I like deposited it into like something like this, the product would go bad much quicker, and 2, it would dry out, and I didn't want it to dry out because I actually learned to really enjoy that. It definitely fit my skin in these more winter cold months here in the northern hemisphere in Michigan, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed using it. It was really, really lovely, and I'm really happy that it's like now gone. It's something that I struggled with reaching for initially, and this does expire in May of this year, and I used it up before it expired, which is always great. The next item is a cream blush, and I really thought of well, you'll see the clips real quick. So there was a decent sized pan in the middle of this product at my last update, and we have significantly increased the pan size in this. Like, that is incredible. So what I've been doing, because it is difficult to get product off now, and I seemingly cannot find the thing that I'm using. So I use a metal spatula to grab the product out. So I'm just going to use the spoolie. So I would just scrape a little bit along the edge and then apply that, or apply it to my fingers, warm it up, and then tap it on the skin. I'm not wearing this today. I kind of wanted to just show you this because it is kind of a pain in the butt to get product out. So I think what I'm going to do is just like take a blow dryer and melt this all So it's one uniform layer again, or maybe even I'll try to like get it to either like one side of the pan to kind of use it up that way, but I don't foresee this taking that much longer. I definitely think that this will be done by the next update, and that really, really excites me because this was a product that I did not use. I maybe used 5 times before rolling it into this project. This was a gift from my friend Haley. I will have her channel listed down below, but this was a gift from Haley, and I liked it, and I was like, I treasure it because Haley sent it to me, so I didn't want to use it. So I kind of wanted to push myself to like enjoy the products that a friend has sent me and not just like put them on a shelf to look at and be like, oh, my friend, now I get to use it. And every time I use it, I think of her, which is always a good thing. The next product in this project was a bronzer, and it's my Physician's Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. It's just like the original butter bronzer that they launched. And my goal is to finish this up. It's definitely going to be a few months until I finish this off. I have been making some really great progress with it, but I will say it's very deceiving when you're like using it like every single day. It doesn't seem like progress is being had, but when I look at the clips from what it looked like last month to what it looked like this month, I'm hoping you can really tell that we've really expanded the pan in this. At least I believe we've expanded the pan. I am currently using a small bronzer brush, mainly because I've been trying to circulate through all of my face brushes to see if I still like them. I don't really love applying bronzer with this kind of brush. I like contour with this kind of brush, which will eventually, once I start doing more contour again, I will use that brush with it. But I think I might need to repress this, not this update, maybe next update. Whenever I start using a bigger bronzer brush again with this, it's gonna need to be repressed because it's already difficult to pick up with a brush like this, which is like much easier to kind of circle around the perimeter where the product is. But I think as we transition into more warm weather and I want to be more bronzed kind of everywhere, I'll want a bigger brush with this. So I will probably need to repress this maybe next month. I don't want to do it really this month. I'm thinking that's a next month kind of thing. But yeah, I'm really happy and proud of the progress that I made with it. I'm enjoying it every time I use it. There is new bronzer. I did get a new bronzer in my collection. If you saw my Ulta haul from last month, you knew, or you would have known, that I picked up a Cover FX monochromatic blush bronzer duo, not blush, bronzer duo. And I really want to use that, but I also really want to like use up my bronzers, and this is one that I really want to use up and finish in this project before I kind of dip my toes into anything else. And I know that's silly. I should just use my makeup however I want, but for some reason I just really want to like finish that bronzer, and I'm like targeted. I'm like dead set on finishing this one. Then I have a blush in this project. It's a bareMinerals loose powder blush, and I'm just working through my bareMinerals powder blushes, if I'm being quite honest. I only have, 4 left, 3 back there, plus this one in my collection right now. And I am really just, I've gone through a couple minis when my channel first started, I think in 2020. I finished a couple minis. Last year in my year-long project, I believe I finished 2 loose blushes. So here we are. We're just trying to use more up. So I made actually some substantial progress in this blush, and I wasn't expecting to make as much progress as I did, but we are at that bottom purple line now. So last update, 2 updates ago and last update, I was kind of flirting with like very minimal use, and I was like, okay, we're at the largest like width of the pan, or like the width of the container, so it's going to be slow and steady use until we kind of use up like a decent amount, and then like once we get to this bottom portion, we'll fly through it. And I don't know how I made such a steep jump in this, but I did, and I am like shocked at the amount of progress that I made in this blush. Really happy about it. I foresee this, maybe if I really, really only wear this blush and really apply a decent amount, I can definitely finish this in a month. However, I'm thinking this is more like 2 months of blush to go. We'll see. We'll see. I'm wearing makeup almost every day, so we will see. We will see. The next product is an item that I rolled in last month with the goal to just hit pan in a in this. It was kind of a toss-up, I will say. It was a toss-up between like, should I hit pan or should I just use up the imprint of it? And it was pretty split evenly down in the comments. I asked you guys if you'd rather see me like wear away the pattern or if you wanted to see me hit pan in the highlight, and it was kind of split, and I wasn't really sure. I really was like, I don't know, like you guys, it was very split between you guys, it was split between myself, and so I hit pan. I don't know how I did it. I wore away a decent amount of the imprint as well, but I did hit pan in this, so I am comfortable with just kind of moving on from this product. So I really enjoyed it. It was beautiful. It went with every single look that I did. It's just a nice champagne kind of highlight. Very everyday, but I am excited. This is a newer highlight in my collection. Josh had got me the whole set for, I want to say Christmas, which was really, really sweet of him. And I am really happy that I got so much use out of this. And I wore away the pattern on what one was it? I wore away the pattern in one of these in my deck of panning, and then I hit pan in this one, which I'm pretty excited about. So this is going to be another item that we're going to roll out. So that's so far 2 items that are getting rolled out of this this project. I'm going to save the last one for last. It's also how it just works in my notes. It's the last item that we'll talk about. So stay tuned if you want to see that last item. But the next item I want to mention is one that I wasn't sure I was going to like it. And then I'm like, now I'm really loving it. And I'm actually wearing it on my lips today. And even though you're not going to be able to tell that I'm wearing it. And that is the Nudestix Lip and Cheek Pencil in the shade Whisper. And it literally does not look, it's normally like this very like light pinky nude. But I've been mixing it with my MAC lip pencil in Beet to make this like pinky nude, and I flippin' love it. This has been like my go-to combination for lips like for a while now, for like at least 2 or 3 weeks since we came back from New Mexico. This has been like the combination that I wear almost every single day, and to the point where I'm going to show the paper, because I'm not going to hold this up because there's no point, because I've already marked it on my sheet of paper that I'm tracking this on, and you're going to see a substantial jump. But just to remember, this is a sharpenable pencil, so the amount of progress is very specific to like where I can actually use the product. So it's gonna look like a lot more visually, but it's like, you know, it's like goes to the tip and you wear it down. But all of that green is what we used up in the past month. So substantial amount of use in this. That pink is what we used between February and March, and now between March and April, or I guess throughout March, we've used a ton of this. Again, it goes with every single look. I have not once put this on my cheeks as a blush. It is strictly, all of that use has strictly been lip pencil, and I'm super proud of it. It could be because I have to sharpen a substantial amount of it when I do need to sharpen it. I wait till it's all the way like down to the very bottom of the wood and then I sharpen it until it's like a nice pointed pencil again. But I am excited about the progress that I made on that. Again, that's like, you can very clearly see like the green in this compared to like that little teeny tiny bit of pink. So I'm excited. It's definitely gonna be a slow mover, but I mean, if I can continue to make that much progress, I think it'll be done in like 5 or 6 months. And that seems like a very far time frame, but hey, I'm happy using it. I will continue to use it. It kind of it's starting to smell a little bit like crayon-y, but it's not enough where it's like I put it on and I can smell it still. Like some lip products, when they go off, they like still smell like, you're like, man, it smells like crayons up there. But this one's totally fine. Then I've been working on a eyeshadow since the beginning of this project, and it's a slow mover. I'm not reaching for it as much as I really thought that I would be reaching for it, especially with some of the eyeshadows that are in my Pan Those Eyeshadows currently. They kind of like all can do the same similar thing, but I am using this one. This past month, I did try to use it on my nails. You would have saw that in my 7 looks using Natasha Denona. Look number 1 had this on my nails. that manicure did not last. I tried my trick where like, and it's all so hit and miss with this stupid trick where you mix the product in with gel top coat and then you can paint it on. It didn't work and it all peeled off and my nails look horrible and I had to redo them the same day. Anyway, so that is what Maiden is looking like now. This is Urban Decay Maiden from the Heavy Metals palette, as I kind of alluded. I didn't really say what it was from, but that is the palette that this shade comes from. And I did make a sizable change. All of this on the bottom was scraped out to mix with that gel polish, and I'm really bummed that it didn't look good. Like the manicure was okay, but then it like all of it was like peeling off. I didn't really swatch anything because I just don't feel like it's relevant, but this is a swatch of Maiden. Again, it's super similar. It's right here. It's like the shiny bit on my hand. It's super similar to a lot of the shades that are in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, so I don't like I kind of need to like flip back and forth between if I use it, if I don't. There are times where I'll put like Maiden all over the lid, or vice versa of how I'm going to say it. I'll put Maiden all over the lid and then like another similar shade on the lower lash line, or vice versa, where I'll put the Pan Those Eyeshadow shade on the lid and then Maiden on the lower lash line just to get some use out of it. But there, it's still kicking, it's still in here. If I really could be dead set and just use that as my standalone eye color, I could totally fly through it, but I am trying to make a more humble approach and just use my Pan Those Eyeshadows in the same time, because I want to have a lot of my collection touched. I want all of my eyeshadows and palettes and singles to be touched this year in some capacity, but I will take it where I'm just kind of like going back and forth between them, you know? So there is that. I am happy using it still. It's not a chore to use it, so I am enjoying it. Moving to the items that were rolled in the previous update to now, we're going to start with this guy. And this one's kind of boring to see because there's no way that I can't make any amount of markings on this. I really don't know. How I kind of have been like judging where I am is taking the metal spoon or the metal spatula that I literally cannot find right now. I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere in my like desk area, but I like unscrew this and then just dip my metal spatula in and see how much is left. There's not a lot. When I did that a week ago at this point, I think there's maybe like a centimeter, maybe a half a centimeter of product, like depth wise, but it is a decently round, and I don't know like how big the inside contraption is that's actually pushing the product up. I don't know how large it is in circumference, so I don't know how much product is in here. I'm thinking 1 month, maybe 2 months until this one's completely done. So I'm hoping maybe I can just get these two done next update. Who knows? But I am very close to finishing this Pore De-Activator. I kind of want to finish this so I can move on to one for the summer months. I already know which one is going to replace this once this one's done. I'm like already know exactly which one I'm going to put in this project, which is very nice because this update I was very like, I don't know what to put in. There was a lot of options, but nothing that really like spoke to me to put into it until today. I've been mulling it over for like a week on what I want to put in this project, and it's just been a struggle. But this one is going to continue to stay in the project, and I'm fine with it. I'm enjoying it. It's something easy to like throw on in the morning. I literally don't have to think about like what I'm going to put on my face. I just kind of reach for my Project Pan things and I'm like, cool, great. Moving forward, a product that I'm enjoying enough, but it's like not my favorite by any means, is my concealer that I'm working on. And this is going to be another boring one because I can't mark it. There's windowing in here when it lays like, and I store it laying down on its side. So there's windowing, like I just moved the brush around in there and I hope you can see that there is windowing in it, but I don't know exactly where the product is. When I lay it down, like bubbles appear, like it's kind of hourglass shaped. Like I don't really know if you can tell. The product in there, it looks kind of like it's in like an hourglass shaped, like beveled, is that the word? Container inside of the component. So when I lay it down, like bubbles appear like at the highest points where the curve is, where the product looks like it's staying, but I can't mark this. I really don't know where it is. I have used a substantial amount of product, and I've used it almost every single time I do my makeup. I put this one as a concealer in some capacity, whether I put this one and layer something else under and over it, or just use this one, or like use two at the same time. I do use this multiple times. I've used it so much. I use it so much. But it's not my favorite, so I'm content working on it in this project. I will be excited when one day it does just not have product come out. I do open the stoppers on, or I do take out the stoppers on my concealers just to get every ounce of product out. Not every product is treated equally. Like one of the ones we'll talk about, I will not be removing the stopper to get every ounce out, but I will be okay doing it with this one. Concealers are different. Like I'm fine getting the stoppers out of those. They're just easy to use that way. I don't mind like digging a spatula into it to apply like something like this. But yeah, just preference. Some people do, some people don't. I'm just someone that does take stoppers out of concealers. There is that. Then the item that we are not going to be taking the stopper out, and I am going to be calling it done, is my lip gloss. So I actually marked it upside down because this is how I stored it. It settled really, really nicely in the component, in the packaging. There is a teeny tiny bit left in this, but it's not really worth it to me to like get it out. This was a very inexpensive gloss from e.l.f. and I feel like I got every bit of my $3 or $4 worth of product out of this. This is the Mint Melt Mint Gloss. This is Hint of Mint. It had a really lovely like vanilla mint kind of scent. I don't know if you can really tell. There is a smidge of product on the very bottom of it, but I'm okay just kind of calling it complete at this point. There's a little bit of product coating the sides. Again, I'm okay with calling this complete. I put it on today on top of this as like the last hurrah that this lip gloss will have, but I am going to consider this empty. There is no reason. There's like product stuck up there that I will never and don't care to get out and dig out, but I am happy with the progress that I made with this in this project. That was huge. That was a lot. Going from up here all the way down to the bottom, that's a huge amount of product used up, and I'm super happy about that. So I'm going to consider this done. That is my third and final item that is leaving this project, so we can bring in the 3 new items. And again, next update, I will go in like a relative application order for how I want to present these, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to talk about the items now, as I kind of am just going to draw them. No, I'm going to do order of how I would apply them. Let's be real. So the first item I am bringing in is to completely take the spot of my Supergoop CC cream. Not in terms of SPF, but just in terms of a foundation that I want to work on. And it's because it's my oldest foundation in my collection at this point. And it's not even that old. Like, I've worked through a lot older foundations. Technically, there is one older foundation, but it's a powder foundation, and it's not my shade yet. I have to wait until the summer to use it. We'll roll it in eventually, but it's just not a right now kind of product. So I'm going to roll in my Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. 1, this is a super expensive foundation. 2, I did not pay for this. Influenster sent this to me. 3, it's so nice. It's going to be so visually pleasing watching this product go up. 4, I really haven't used this a whole, like, that much, and I already have, like, a decent amount of, like, product used up. So we are going to be starting at that purple line. That purple line is at the very bottom, or like where the bottom of the product is in and of itself. So we'll be able to see kind of the usage and how much we are able to actually use in a month, which is actually quite exciting. The thing that annoys me about this too is so when this came to me in Influenster, I was like, there's no way this like super cheap feeling plastic packaging is Tom Ford. Oh, it must open, like this must be like an outer casing, like it was in the box, and then this is in it, and this must be the outer casing, and then you take the foundation out, and that's how you use it. So I totally broke this thing. It's a twisty one. You like turn it. I totally broke this initially, and now whenever I pump it, the pump stays down, so you have to like physically pull it back up or just like retwist it, which is very annoying. If I'm being quite honest, it's like a very annoying thing that I did to this. So while I am wearing this foundation today, it's a beautiful foundation. It's very on par with the bareMinerals original liquid foundation that Influencer also sent to me. Like right after this, they sent me another one a couple months later, and I'm like, they're very comparable, and one is a lot more expensive than the bareMinerals one, and it does the exact, like, looks the same on the skin. Also going to bring in this guy. So I bought this in February of 2022. Not a whole heck of a long time ago. It was a couple months ago at this point, like a month and a half to like exactly, almost exactly. And I don't know if you can really see the rings in there, but I sure as heck know you can see the little pan that's showing. Very, very baby pan right there. I hit that today while I was doing my makeup, and now I kind of just want to see how quickly I can finish this. So this came into my life in February this year, and the fact that I've been able to see the rings, I really just want you to see the rings in their glory. Can you see those? Can you see the fact that you can see the imprint of the rings? But I want to finish this up, and I definitely think I can do that in a couple months. I'm pretty sure I can do that in a couple months. I've just been like reaching for this organically, like to set my foundation down and everything. And we see the rings, we see a pan already, and I think that I can totally finish this up. Then the last item is going to be something to take the place of that gloss. And I wasn't originally going to roll in the gloss. Initially, I was going to roll in this MAC lip pencil, but I kind of figured I'm using this organically anyway. So why feel a necessity to fill a spot in a project when I can just use something else that I want to finish up for a multitude of reasons. One, I want to, I guess maybe this would also fit for this. I want to get my numbers down in my collection. However, with how I'm doing my makeup for work now, I put my lips on like once or twice a day, and then I don't really retouch them, but I will reapply the type of product that we're rolling in. And that's this gloss. So this is another gift from Haley. So we're just like always going to have Haley in this project apparently. This is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. It came in a set. It was the cream blush in Fenty Glow, a diamond bomb, and then the gloss bomb. The diamond highlight in Fenty Glow, and then like the lip product in Fenty Glow. One reason I want to pan this is strictly because it annoys me that it doesn't fit in my like acrylic everyday makeup thing. So like that's like my petty reason of wanting to pan this. However, I love this gloss. I think the formula is lovely. I think the color is beautiful. It offers a little something to the lips without being overpowering. So this will be really nice when I'm at work and this lip product wears off and I'm like, cool, I just want to throw something that has a little bit of color on it. This goes with everything. And it's like a no fuss kind of product. So I can just throw it on and be good to go. Now, I know I have a little bit of windowing in this when I like move I don't even know if I do. I mean, it doesn't really look like I do. Occasionally I have windowing in it. I will never be able to tell where the product is in this right now. So who knows? We're just going to continue. We're just going to use this. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. So these kind of were like a 1-for-1 exchange. This was definitely like a 1-for-1 exchange, but I kind of want to use this project to like finish items. So while hitting pan is always fun, finishing things to me is like much more interesting to watch in a year-long project. Maybe I'll use my deck of panning to just hit pan and hit goals like a usage and like hit pan kind of thing. And if I ever do another project in this year, maybe that'll just be like a fun project where we're hitting pan and just usage goals and like kind of things like that. But I'm excited about the progress that I made this month. I'm like looking at everything and I'm like actually super pumped to use it. I'm very excited. I definitely think that I can finish the Joah Pore De-Activator primer. I know for sure I could finish the Fenty Cheeks Out blush. Like there's not anything left in there. But yeah, that is it for my year-long project pan update. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye!